Hey there, how are you? Eric Rogers here and welcome to the kitchen. In today's video, I'm going to share with you a family favorite recipe, and that is cinnamon roll focaccia bread. So without further ado, let's jump into the ingredients and see what we're going to need. We're going to need 455 milliliters of water, active dry yeast, sea salt, extra virgin olive oil, raw honey, bread flour. We're going to need 0 calorie brown sugar, cinnamon, ground cinnamon, grass-fed butter, 0 calorie confectioner sugar, fat-free Fairlife milk, and pure vanilla extract. So first we're going to want to activate the yeast in the warm water. So we're going to take 1 teaspoon of dry active yeast. We're going to add that to the bowl. And then next what we're going to do is we're going to add in a tablespoon of salt. And we're going to add in a tablespoon of oil. I haven't used the half one because the other one I used that a little bit earlier ago. And then we're gonna do the 1 packet of honey, which will give us 1 tablespoon. We'll set that over to the side. We're gonna give this a little mix. And then after we've done that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this sit for 10 minutes so the yeast activates and we can go on to the next step. So now that the yeast is activated, I wanna add in the liquid contents into the dry contents. So we're gonna add this in. And then what we wanna do is we wanna stir it in until you get all the flour hydrated. Now that we have it all mixed up, what we're going to do is we're going to cover it with a towel and let it rest for 20 minutes. All right, so now that the bread is rested for the initial 20 minutes, we're going to uncover it. We're going to wet our fingers a little bit so our fingers don't stick to the bread. This is where we want to stretch and fold it 4 times. Now, one of the things that we want to keep in mind is that we want to alternate the stretches. So we're going to get this first initial big stretch. Yeah, good stretch right there. And I'm gonna fold it away from me, turn the bowl, let it stretch again. I'm gonna fold it towards me, I'm gonna turn it, and then I'm gonna fold it away from me. So by doing this, we can alternate that stretch, going back and forth. And we just repeat it until it's done. Well, sometimes that happens. I'm not a culinary chef. I'm just a dad who enjoys getting in the kitchen and having a little fun with these recipes. So now that you've done this, you're gonna let it rest for 20 more minutes, and then you're gonna repeat the folding process and then let it rest for another 20 minutes. So this is gonna give you that first hour window. And then after you've done that, then we can go on to the next step. Next step, what we wanna do is we're gonna uncover the bread. What we're gonna do is we're gonna add just a little bit of oil to the bread. And what we want to do is we want to fold again. So we'll do the same process as we did earlier. Get this, so we can stretch it really good. Sometimes it may stick a little bit, so let it stretch. It's a good stretch. And then repeat this like we've done the last few times. Hold that towards me. Fold this one away, all right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer the dough over to a pan. I've already pre-oiled this pan. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna work the dough to the outside. And if you need to, you can wet your fingers so it doesn't stick. So what I do is I just work the dough towards the outside. And if you ever find that you're working the dough and you start to get little holes in there, then you've overstretched the dough. So, which is no biggie. There's no right or wrong way to do this. It's all about having fun at the end of the day. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue to stretch until I get it the way that I want it and I'm happy with it. And then what we're gonna wanna do is we're going to cover the bread, or cover the dough rather, and we're gonna give it a 90-minute resting period, and then we'll come back. So when we come back to the video, we're gonna start working on the next part, and that's prepping it to get it ready to go into the oven. So I'll see you then. Since the dough is almost ready to be put into the oven, we need to focus on that brown cinnamon sugar mixture that I showed you from earlier. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take 4 tablespoons of the 0-calorie swerve brown sugar, and we're gonna mix that in with 2 tablespoons of Kerrygold butter, and then we're gonna put in 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. So we're gonna mix that in with the butter. All right, let's add in the cinnamon. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna mix this up. Because with that hot butter, it's gonna help bring everything together. There we go. All right, so I've got the oven preheated for 450 degrees. I've already brought the bread over. It's been resting for about 90 minutes or so. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and lightly wet my fingertips and then slightly press down on the bread, just creating some little dimples here and there. And then what I'm gonna do is wipe my hands off here. And we're gonna add in, or add on, should I say, the brown sugar, cinnamon butter mixture. There we go. And just take your time, you know, just painting it on. Just get it coated. Some places will have a little bit more than others, and that's okay. I like to just try to get them in the little nooks and crannies. So we're gonna do this real quick. We'll probably speed this part up a little bit so we can get it done and get this bad boy in the oven. Now that we have our dough covered in our brown sugar mixture, now we can get this thing in the oven and let the magic happen. So you're gonna wanna bake this for about 20 minutes, but while this is cooking, let's go ahead and throw that icing together. For the icing, I like to start off with 3 tablespoons of the 0-calorie confectioner sugar, mixed in with 1 tablespoon of Fairlife milk to start, and 1/4 teaspoon of the raw vanilla extract. And once you mix this up, it thickens up and you get this icing-like consistency. If it's not thick enough for you, you can always add in a little bit more sugar and thicken it up just a little bit. So the bread is done. Now it's time to get it out of the oven. And what I like to do is I like to put it on a cooling rack after it's come out to let it sit for about 15 minutes or so. So there you have it, everybody, the cinnamon roll focaccia bread. I really hope that you've enjoyed today's recipe video. But before you go, I want to give this a quick taste test. So yes, I'm going to use some scissors, cut small pieces. Now we're going to dip it into the icing. It is good. I would give this a 10 out of 10. But, you know, like I mentioned before, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. And until the next one, be sure to keep it real, keep it honest, and God bless. Take care.